Welcome back. Today I want to talk about gratitude. And first of all, I want to say thank you to the response I've gotten from my new book, Mastering Meditation. I keep getting people sending me their picture with the book. I really, really love it. I love that many of you have already finished the book and telling me what you think. I really appreciate it. Some people are having a hard time getting their reviews on Amazon, but there are a number of reviews already, and I'm very, very grateful. So thank you so much. So I want to talk about two kinds of gratitude. So let's get into it. First of all, there's a kind of gratitude which is a positive reinforcement. So when I'm teaching Kriya Yoga to somebody, then always in the beginning I say, well, let's start with a prayer and let's end with a prayer. And when we end with that prayer, we end with, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for whatever it is that I have received inside of this meditation. And so I'm teaching heart rate variability resonance, right? And that technology of HRV resonance exists inside of every proper Kriya. So even if you're not from my lineage, even if you're not learning from me, if you're practicing a meditation, if you're practicing a Buddhist meditation, when that meditation crystallizes for you, it will have HRV resonance inside of it. So I talk about that, right? I've talked about that often, that if you sit back and watch the people breathe in a meditation who have been practicing for 20 or 40 years, every single time you will begin to notice they are breathing under 7 breaths per minute, which means they're already in that HRV resonance. They have found their way into it. Even if they don't know the terminology of HRV resonance, they're still practicing it, right? So kind of amazing, right? So when you begin with that, then you're going to get a parasympathetic response. And that's what the 4 proofs are. They are designed so you can look inside yourself and prove to yourself, oh my God, this meditation thing is working and I am getting the proof of it. So then at the end of the meditation, we say, oh my God, I did it. Oh my God, it worked. Thank you so much. Thank you to my higher self. Thank you so much. I got hands hot and heavy. Thank you. This is what I wanted. I wanted my parasympathetic system to show up, and it did. Amazing. And so that prayer, it encapsulates your meditation. It encapsulates your intention, you see. And it also turns into positive reinforcement. And that's the first level of gratitude I want to talk about. Positive reinforcement. When you use this prayer at the end, you say, oh my God, I got the hands hot and heavy. That is positive reinforcement. And you are telling your subconscious what was important. You're telling your subconscious, you did it. This was great. This thing that you did, it was great. And this is a really important step instead of putting ourselves down, which we all can judge ourselves. We can all say we're not good enough. Everybody can do that. I don't care if you're here at meditation or if you're here at meditation. You can still put yourself down. All the way through the process, you have the ability to say, oh my God, I'm not good enough. And that is negative reinforcement. It's not positive reinforcement, right? So we want the positive reinforcement. Why? Because we want more. More soup, sir. I had two people tell me, Forrest, I'm just going around through my day, and then all of a sudden I remember out of nowhere, more soup, sir. And it just gives me bliss, and I start laughing. That's so awesome. That's why I say these things this way, because I want them. I want a little bit of humor to penetrate your consciousness so that it just kind of shows up in your life and you just can't forget it, right? Because it's kind of funny. So that little bit of humor, it can be a positive reinforcement for your learning. So we are explaining to the subconscious, hey, more soup, sir. This is fantastic. What you did is fantastic, and I want more of it. And the subconscious loves that. It loves that positive reinforcement. Oh my God, that was good. I did a good job. Oh my God. Well, let's do it again. And what you will notice is that these things show up more and more and more and faster. And so you'll sit in meditation, and what used to take an hour will suddenly take 30 minutes. And what used to take 30 minutes will take 15. And what used to take 15 will take 5. And it just speeds up and speeds up and speeds up. And that is the compounding power of positive reinforcement. So when you start to get down on yourself, right, which is normal, it's a normal judgmental response to life and meditation. And meditation is such a hard thing. I'm always giving you handholds, right? Because we're in the dark and we need the handholds. We need all of them to let us know, hey, you're doing a good job. And maybe you didn't notice, because it's hard to notice in meditation. That's why I'm giving all of the handholds, right? So notice those good things that you are doing in your meditation, and this way you begin to create your own handholds. I'm giving you some, and I want you to create your own as well. Oh my God, this is a handhold. Oh my God, this is a handhold. Oh my God, I kind of know where I'm at. All right, I've already been here. And I'm showing you that the very simple hands hot and heavy, which is proof that your parasympathetic system has come online and that you are in HRV resonance, that very, very beginning simple step. You have already skipped 20 or 40 years for most meditators. It usually takes them that long. It's going to speed up now because the secret is out. I'm giving away the secret, right? HRV resonance is the secret to getting into the beginning of meditation. It's absolutely the secret. The parasympathetic, the dorsal vagal, it is the secret to deep meditation, to beginning to go deep, right? So that positive reinforcement, it speeds up all of this process. It is magical. You're creating a domino effect inside of yourself by that positive reinforcement. So it's really, really powerful. In fact, there's a verse in the Bible, to those that have, to them shall be given. To those that have not, from them shall be taken, even that which they have. Oh my God, that's kind of brutal. But you have to understand it's coming from a brutal time. You didn't live that long. Your parents didn't live that long. Maybe you had babies and then you died. That was it. That was your life. Kind of a brutal time. And so they get straight to the point. Hey, if you don't have it, you're probably not going to have more of it. And so we want to be very grateful for the things that we have. Because if we don't notice what we have, and we just put it to the side like it's nothing, then we may lose all of it, right? And so it's much better to take up and notice and be grateful for all the things that we have. Because success leads to more success. And when we look at our life as lack, then we create more lack. And that's just the way that your brain works. Your brain is going to notice what you put your mind on. So because of that, whatever you put your mind on, you will draw more, right? The very simple law of attraction, which I explained through neurolinguistic programming, right? You have 5 senses, and whatever you choose out of those 5 senses, that becomes your world. That becomes the truth of the projected screen inside your mind, right? That becomes your world. Whatever you zero in on, that becomes your internal world. And so you get more of it, right? Because that is what you have opened the gate for. You have programmed yourself for that. And so if you begin to practice this gratitude, this positive reinforcement, you're opening up a new gate. Oh my God, look at what I have. Oh my God, look what I have. And now you're programming your life and your meditation to get more of that. So it's very magical. It's very much a domino effect. It's really beautiful. And the second kind of gratitude that I want to talk about is really the right brain. So my mom sent me this quote. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement. Get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? When we operate that way, we are tapping into the right brain. And so I wrote in my book at the very end, gratitude is a way to get into the right brain. It's that kind of radical amazement. And you might say, Forrest, I don't know if I can do this radical amazement. Well, look at the sunset. Aren't you radically amazed? For a moment, for even a split second, look at the sunrise. Are you radically amazed for a split second, for a moment? Look at the sky with the beautiful white clouds and the blue and everything, and just take it all in. And when you take it all in, that is radical amazement. You are standing in wonder to the hugeness of the sky, to the hugeness of the ocean, to the hugeness of the sunset, and your whole mind is momentarily on fire. And then the left brain will come in, and it will start to divide your world. Well, here is the sky, and here is the ocean, and here is the rock, and here is the beach. And it will divide all those things up because that's its job. It's just doing its job. But you can bring it back, the radical amazement. Take it all in. And so we're doing hakala, aren't we? By the way, it can also be pronounced hakalau. So sometimes it's hakala and sometimes it's hakalau. The way Tad, he's the one that taught it to me. He said hakala all the time. So I pronounce it the way I was taught. But you can also pronounce it hakalau. That's great. Same thing. The really important part, of course, is can you do it? Can you take in everything at once? It's so easy. You just pick one point and you take everything in. You open up your peripheral vision. Instead of zeroing in and labeling and labeling and labeling and labeling, that's the left brain, right? Instead, we're going to take it all in at once. No labels, no judgment. Just take it all in. Take in the sensations of your body. Take in all the feelings, all the sounds, everything that you see. Your eyes will automatically dilate as you do that. It's a neurological driver, and it pushes you into the right brain. Very magical, very magical. So when you practice hakala, hakalau, when you practice that, you are practicing radical gratitude, radical amazement. And in that moment, you are touching the right brain. And that's huge. It's so huge. Because usually we only touch it and go, touch it and go, touch it and go. And that's okay. But the yogi wants to develop that, wants to touch it and stay, and touch it and stay, and touch it and stay. And it grows, and it grows, and it grows. And eventually, it has the potential to grow all the way into the non-dual state, into a samadhi. So that's how huge it is. That is why gratitude, this radical amazement, is a window into the divine. It's absolutely huge. Again, I'm very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for getting my book. I hope you love it. I hope it serves you well. So if you love this, go ahead and hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.